ahead and use them. What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good!
Well, I'll tell you, nobody handles garbage better than we do.
You don't remember?
For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Dude, I almost had you.
Hey guys, welcome to my next review. This is the Magic Square MS-03 Heavygunner. This is their Masterpiece version of the Combaticons Brawl. So let's see. First off, let's take a look at the box. Look at that nice artwork. Magic Square MS-03 Heavygunner. Here's the bottom. Warnings. Here's the side, a little bit of artwork, and then another. And then here is the top with a nice image of Brawl. And then here is the opposite side where it just says Heavygunner MS-03. Knocking everything down. And then here's the back with the artwork. Changes from tank to robot mode and back. And then here are the tech specs and the barcode. All right, as I was showing everything, or the box, I was knocking everything over. So let's see. So now we got the box showed off. Here's some of the contents of the box. Here's the instructions. Decent looking instructions. And then here is the card. Tech specs on the back. And then this is that plastic, like credit card style stock. And then also in the box we have his tail cannon, his hand blaster, which also can go on in tank mode, and then the foot combiner portion. And we'll get to that stuff here in a minute. So next, let's take a look at him tanking close-up shots of the tank. So here's the side of him. Front, the other side, the rear. And now these lights weren't originally on. You have to put those on, and they're a pain in the butt to put on. I'm assuming there's just tolerance from the paint on the top of the turret. It's a tight fit. On the bottom, he does have wheels. So let's tilt this down. So he does tilt this down a little bit. does roll good. And then the turret can rotate, I believe 360, yeah. And then the turret can go up about that far. So let's see, let me lower the camera a little bit. So also he does, like I said, this cannon does fit on his back like that, and then they're independent. They can, and then his blaster tabs on to the turret as well. So it almost represents like that, like the machine gun sometimes you'll see on tanks. But yeah, that's about it for tank mode. Let's see, compare him next to Blue Streak. So this is kind of how they look together. Get a good nice rotation. Not to scale. And then I will also, so this is one of the things that Magic Square goes for, is for that toon. They're going for a toon look with their combiner team, and I'll post. I'll get a picture of that up, put it up next to you for comparison. All right, so let's go to combine mode transformation. So first thing you want to do is unport his turret, unport the cannons, and then you take his tanks here in the back, untab them, rotate them back, and tab them in the back. Easier said than done. This second one does not want to go in. Come on. There we go. And then next thing you want to do, pull the turret out, rotate it, collapse it back in. You got to pull this panel out. There we go. Pull that panel out like that. Collapse the turret down. So that is all for combine mode. Super simple. So then is what you do is you grab a split piece, and then you need to open up this part, and it tabs in. And what you want to do is line up that pin and these posts to the slots on here. And then once you do that, you have holes here, tabs here, and then those go in just like that. And you have, here, let's bring the camera back a little bit, and you have a combined mode foot. And then he kind of already is in that A stance already. It's kind of cool. And then let's see. So the foot does have the combined foot does have a little bit of articulation. I mean, this guy, I don't know what the thighs are going to be, but I mean, he looks like he get the full Van Damme. And then there is some toe articulation. I think it pulls forward. It can tilt forward a little bit. So I mean, you get a big toe articulation. The heels, the heel doesn't move. So yeah, that's all for combine mode. All right, now we got the tank. Got it back in tank mode. So the next thing we'll transform him into robot mode. So starting off, let's tilt that down a little bit. You can pull the turn up to kind of just free it up to get it out of your way. And what you need to do is separate the rear of the tank. It's his legs. I'm going to use a spudger because it's a tight fit. There. That's popped out. You want to free up these panels. There we go. Free up all these tabbed up panels. There we go. And the one in the middle. There. Same thing this side. There. Now all that's freed up. Now we can, if you can kind of see, there's like this little puzzle piece. You just gotta pop that. There. So now this frees up the leg, frees up that bit, and then let's see, where do we want to go first? Let's take the tread piece. Let's see. So the tread. There. Pull that out. Fold that in. Fold that up. And then is what you want to do is just untab this tread piece. Might need a spudger for that too. There we go. It's on a sliding joint, slides down, and then goes back, taps back in. And then you want to flip this panel up right here. Get that out of the way. So you can flip this panel up, flip that up. Trying to get this little panel up. There. So now let's see, where are we at? This should pull out. This gray piece pulls out, and then you can flip this panel up. There, flip that panel up. What is stopping me? One second. First, don't tab that up till after you get the leg around. Now you can tab that up. Then you can bring this panel, push that in, collapse it in. This panel can fold onto itself and wedge into there. And now we'll see, we'll flip the tank piece down, tab it in, untab, out of the way so I got a little bit more room. All right, so we want to untab his foot. There we go, untab his foot. That tilts up. His foot tilts out. There's a panel in his foot. Comes up. This panel goes down. And then the foot can go down. Now you should be able to kind of move that panel out of the way. And then the leg panel tabs in right there like that. That panel tabs in to the upper part of his leg. So now we want to do the same thing with the other side. I'll see if I can do that cleaner. But you want to pull that up, get it out of the way. That frees up this panel to come out, that panel to flip out, this panel to flip out. Bring the leg around, bring that out, flip that in, flip that up. And the tread needs to come untabbed, slide down. Tabs are tight. Slide that down like that. This gray piece, need to get it. That's just no real easy way to grab that piece. All right. Tab that back in. Tab the gray piece in. Make sure that's flush. Then we want to take this bit, come on, collapse it like that, get it inside of his leg, like that. Oh, we gotta do the toe. Undo the gas tank, rotate it, and then there's a tab right here, tabs into that slot. Like that. Untab the toe. Where's my spudger? Now we can tilt the toe up, tilt that down, tilt the toe down, unfold this panel. Tilt the foot down. Now we can bring the leg down, and then it tabs in like that, and this panel tabs in like that, and that should be all for the lower body. I think so. All right, now we will do the upper body. 1 second. All right, so next we'll do the upper body. So first thing you want to do is his torso, kind of bend that down like that. That way it gives you access. You can rotate the turret, and then you can kind of see there's these two trapezoid puzzle looking pieces. You have to untab that. And this is probably the one part of the transformation I don't really like, because you kind of got to flex the plastic more than I would like to get those pieces out. Yeah, it's not fun. Oh, and I knocked one of the lights off. That's awesome. Because those lights are a bitch to get on. Yeah, I might try to do this off camera just because of how tricky it is. It doesn't seem like it wants to untab out. All right, 1 second. All right, there we go. I got it to come out. It just, you have to like pull up and pull at the same time. But once you get that untabbed like that, you can tab that in, Rotate the turret up. Rotate at the waist. Collapse his waist back down. And now we can work on his arms. So what you want to do is untab the tank treads. They're tabbed up top and they're tabbed down below. Boy, those are tight tabs too. Not a complaint, I mean, because that means everything gets secured when you transform into tank mode. So then is what you want to do is his arms are on a slider. Slide those back, or not a slider, but it's like a double hinge. Hinge those down. And then the next thing you want to do is, I should have put his arms up so that way they're not in the way. Then you want to hinge this down. And then this chest torso is on like a slider. It slides out. Slide all that, flip all that out. You want to flip this down, flip that down. And then put his head back up. And then is what you're doing is you're accordioning these down. And they're going to tab in. Same thing with that. And then his head tabs in those trapezoid puzzle pieces. So you want to leave his arms like that. You want to leave them up. Pull that out. Rotate. And then the bottom of his arm opens up. And his fists come out. And he's not pulled out far enough. Oh, you got to leave his elbow bent. That way you can get the rest of that out. Hold on. All right. Let's do the next one cleaner. Did that come untabbed? All right. So for his other arm, you want it out like that. Pull it. Rotate. 90-degree bend. That way you can pull that down all the way. And shove that sputter down there. So you can rotate his fist. Rotate that down. And here we go. So let's get him cleaned up a little bit and then we'll show off robot mode. Alright, so let's take a look at Brawl and robot mode. So let's get a close-up shot of that head sculpt. Really nice looking head sculpt. Here's the chest, and then I put a repro label, Decepticon symbol, and then really nice detailing on his shins. And let's take a look at the back of them. Really clean, like, I mean, no gaps or anything on his interior of his legs. I like the little smoke canister fires, whatever, launchers, whatever the hell they're called. It's a nice little detail on his ab, and cool detail right here on his chest. So yeah. Let's go over articulation. So his head is on a swivel joint, full 360. Can look up to there, and really, I mean, not much really to go down. His shoulders can rotate 360, or arms. Shoulders can go up that high on a stiff ratchet. He has single joint elbow, can get over 90 degree. And does have a bicep swivel. The wrist rotates. It also can, it's on a pin hinge. It can flex out to there. Each finger is on its own independent knuckles, or their own independent with multiple articulation knuckles. The thumb's on a ball joint. It has one pin knuckle. The fingers have base ball joint. It can kind of sprawl out a little bit, and then it's got a secondary knuckle. Waist rotation, full rotation. The turret, even though it's on his back, does not really impede waist rotation, or yeah, waist rotation. It is coming untabbed though. He can get a full ab crunch. Now his legs are a little tricky, so you want to be careful when rotating his hips up, because what happens is this flap kind of gets in the way. Because if you can kind of see back there, his hip joints are kind of like right here, and that's where it goes up. It kind of makes like a clean look, but I mean, his legs can go all the way up to here, and then they can go back this far. So I mean, he gets a lot of rotation in his legs, and then this is what you need to do when you rotate his legs down. You want to rotate it down on the joint. And then let's see, he can get the full splits and then some. Tight joint, almost kind of scary tight, but nothing scares me manipulating this figure. And then his knee is on a double hinge. It can get up to here. Only thing that's really stopping it from going further is that turret, and that has some decent ratchets. But you can kind of see you got right there and then right there your ratchet joints. Ankle rocker can go out to there. Not really any toe articulation. It's just an ankle rocker. I mean, you can hear how tight that ratchet joint is on his shoulder. So now we'll go to accessories. So he does have his standard blaster. You just fold that down, and it has the typical Masterpiece style pin that attaches to the tab of his arm, or arm. I don't know why I said arm. That tabs in real secure right there. And then also his cannon that goes on the rear of the tank has a let's see, it was originally like this, and then this handle folds out, and then he can wield that as well. Same concept. And that tabs in nicely. It's very secure. So you can dual wield some blasters. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up for robot mode. So let me get a couple figures for comparison. All right, so here's how Brawl looks next to his teammates. Here we have Onslaught and Swindle. And I've already done a review on Onslaught, and I'll probably do Swindle next week and get these teammates all knocked out. But yeah, good looking team. I look forward to adding the last two guys. What do we need? Vortex and Blastoff. Those are the last two. Those are the arms, and I think they have like a torso, like a combined thing as well. I don't know if they're packing those in with the other guys or not. So let's move on to final thoughts. All right, so let's go with my final thoughts on the Magic Square MS-03 Heavygunner Decepticon Combaticon Masterpiece Scale Brawl. Just like the Onslaught, Magic Square is knocking it out the park with their Masterpiece mold. So positives, I mean, like it feels sturdy. The build quality feels strong. Like early on that transformation, I was struggling and I was not being gentle on this guy, and everything holds up well. He has great articulation. Looks like it came right out of the G1 cartoon, and that's what I'm going for my masterpiece collection. Transformation's not that tricky. There's a lot of folding in the legs and unfolding in the legs, but I mean, they look clean. Like, it doesn't look panely. I mean, they cover up the transformation well on this guy. The price is a really good price. I think it was under $100. You can't find very many masterpiece Transformers third party with this good quality and cost that low. If anybody's a Fans Toys collector, I think Magic Square is giving Fan Toys a run for their money. Only thing I could really complain about it is how that hip joint is. It's kind of wonky. It feels weird, and you have to be careful that you don't, you got that flap out of the way, because you might break something or chip something. And if you like die cast, he has no die cast in him. Some people are a fan of die cast, and that's not a deal breaker for me. I wouldn't knock him for it, but just so you know, he doesn't have any die cast. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the other members of this team to build Bruticus. Now, I don't know who will be my just Combaticon robots by themselves. I don't think I want to get another set, so we'll see. But yeah, so if you could give me a like, subscribe to my channel, share my videos. I'm trying to get out at least 2 reviews a week. Tuesdays is usually Transformer Tuesdays, and then Fridays I do just random action figure lines. So yeah, look me up on YouTube, Talib1980_collects. Also, if you could check out my Instagram page. I have a TikTok page. I have an X page. I have a Facebook page. I post news on there daily. Majority of it's third party and Transformers news. If I do see any action figure related stuff, I will throw it up on there. So if you could give those a follow. Those, like I said, those are all at Talib1980_collects. And in the video, I'll have barcodes that you can scan. It'll take you directly to those pages. So if you could follow those as well. And that's all I have for the MP Magic Square Brawl. I think, like I said earlier, I'll be doing Swindle next. So look out for that guy. And thank you. And take care. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.